Assalamualaikum and greetings to the lecturer Dr. Hana whom I adore. My name is Muhammad Aswin and my matriculation number is 75685. I would like to deliver an article titled The Challenge of Organizational Learning, the Perpetuation of Discrimination Against Disabled Employees. This article aims to analyze the challenges organizations struggle with preventing discrimination against their employees with disabilities. President Jimmy Carter signed the American with Disability Act into law in 1990, the specific ADA. It is the first law in the world to ban discrimination against individuals with disability. Qualitative, achievable data from 53 American people with disability aid lawsuit filed against 44 organizations were collected and evaluated to investigate this issue. Qualitative data theory analysis shows that certain organization-based learning theories have explained the challenges companies face when trying to create a disability-friendly work environment. These learning barriers are embedded in complex defense mechanisms and typically based institutions. For example, many people have filed complaints with the EEOC alleging discrimination since the Act was passed in 1992. More than 10,000 disabled workers have been compensated in the form of goods for training and housing. Following that, we observe that this article contains 5 key points: discriminatory organizational rules, organizational defense routines, reliance on reactive learning, window dressing, lack of vicarious learning. As a result of this essay, I summarize that people with disability frequently file lawsuits against firms that do not practice effective diversity management. Workplace discrimination is a rare and challenging component of managing workforce diversity requiring diverse abilities. While cases of disability discrimination are rare in firms and account for a small portion of EEOC charges, they offer a unique window into how organizations manage a diverse workforce. The majority of diversity research focuses on issues gender or race. In the long run, it may bring disaster to organizations that do not learn from the discrimination crisis and make the necessary changes. This can affect business ability to recruit new employees, its reputation with consumers, and its employees' attitude toward their job and the company. To avoid a similar future crisis, management must identify and address weaknesses in human resource management technique and their social structure. I think disability discrimination occurs when an employee, for example, does not treat an employee or job applicant well because he or she has disability. The American People with Disabilities Act of 1990 was passed by the federal government to prevent the public from discriminating against people who are eligible to work but cannot work because of a disability. Employers in organizations do not get adequate training on how not to violate anti-discrimination rules when they hire someone. Organizations should learn more about stopping discrimination and making sure their workplaces are accessible to people with disabilities. They should also know more about workforce diversity. People should not be discriminated against because they treat people with disability even if they do not have a disability. For example, it is illegible to treat an employee poorly because her husband has disability. In the end, HR job is to make sure that people with disability can work at their jobs. HR professionals are in charge of hiring pre-employment reviews and other things that affect the hiring and retention of people who are disabled or who are not employees. They can make sure that their HR policies and practices are in the line with the law if they know about the civil rights of people with disability. If problems in the workplace can be solved, the performance of the company will go up and the company will also go up. Employers, on the other hand, need to pay attention to the problems they face in order to make sure both they and their company are doing well.